Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to this Thursday afternoon, October 10th. We're looking at Window Traders market profile of the ES and the NQ. So, inside day for ES is we consolidate, right? After yesterday's trend day up and price probe late, we consolidate. Price probe pretty much rejected. They tried to get above it one time in ES and F period. Didn't do much with it. We got the IB high and the IB low. We got both of them. So 69 times we've gotten both IBs. We missed, though, however, the overnight high. We only got the overnight low. We held the trend day. We tried to go trend up today and failed. NQ tried 3 times to go trend up today. They tried in B, D, and E and failed. They got close again to the balance high. We keep talking about balance rules, so this is 2 days in a row now, and I'll show you on the chart when we get to it. NQ came to their balance high on the weekly yesterday and now today. Now, does that mean they failed? Absolutely not. We talked about this in the room. You know, the afternoons have been pretty slow a lot, and so we do a lot of discussion on what the market's trying to tell us, what's not happening. And I said, look, nothing changes until we take out a daily low. Okay, NQ is still up on the daily. ES is still one time framing up for 3 days, but I would call them up to balance now since it was an inside day. So unless NQ takes out today's low, nothing's changed yet, and that balance high is still a target, and see if they get it, and to put the weekly up. They barely held yesterday's trend day, but they held it. And they left a very nice buy tail that we never saw. Look how mechanical this market is. Look how C and D came down, never stopped the one-time framing, and never got below the opening. Okay? I'm sure at some point that there will be stops there if you were to get below that. We did have an afternoon pullback in K. Righty goes out. Did they hold the gap? Because they made a vicious charge late. They did. Righty goes out with a gap lower, which held. But they had a price probe to the upside, an afternoon pullback low, and a 12 wide point of control. 12 out of 13. So for a market that gapped lower, got the overnight low, and pushed lower in A, it spent a good part of the day either trading sideways or trying to go up to fill the gap. But they just missed it. And they took out the balance low. So I would call them down, even though they closed back into it. For me to say they're firmly back in balance, Righty needs to take out today's high. Otherwise, they're down on the daily for me. ES is up, and like I said, NQ is up to balance. NQ goes out with an afternoon pullback in K and a 10 wide point of control. ES goes out with a 10 wide point of control. That's it. I had a good day. We saw the market well again. I did not expect that kind of real acceleration to the upside today. I really didn't. But we handled it okay. We had a couple losses, but we had some nice trades. Had a good day overall, P&L wise. Started an A period. I took a long against, where am I? I took a long against, what did I take the long? Versus half back. I'm right in, oh, yeah. When we opened, I was like, there's a lot going on here. You have the afternoon pullback, value low, and half back. So I bought it. It pushed down, not this much initially. It pushed down. I still held it, came back up, took it off. I think I made a point on it. And then she actually went higher before going down again. So basically broke even on that. Then I had the very nice trade when we started pushing lower. Took my 5 lot to get the overnight low. So buried that very nicely on the 5 lot. Now, because we had the overnight low and because at the time value was overlapping a low, I wasn't so confident looking for that long to take out A's high. I did it, but I didn't do it with 5. I did it with a smaller number, and I didn't take too much out of it, even though it ended up getting some pretty good legs. So that was a trade in B. Then in C period, when we came in and filled the singles, took a long at the I took a long at the 144s looking to take out the IB high, and it got down. I took it off for a loss, but then when it went back up, got back in again, not with my 5. I wasn't too, even though we had one time framing up and it looked like we were going to get the IB high. Value is basically overlapping the lower. I just wasn't too crazy about it on the long side, especially after we had gotten that overnight low. But I did take it and I got it. Didn't get a lot out of it. It didn't do much, but we did well. I took a short in E period against the overnight POC. Now that worked. Okay? It pulled back for me. But then it started going pretty good. And then I had just come back with my lunch and I see where we're trading. And I took a short against the price spike in F. And then took that. I lost like 20 points on that. It was only a one lot. But I took it off. And it was a good thing I did, at least at the time, because it ripped all the way up here. Bought G period, thinking it could be an afternoon pullback. Made money on that. Had a very nice long in... No, I'm sorry. Then I took a short in H against value high. When we had gotten up there, made small on it. Actually, I think I broke even on it. This changed. Value high was higher. It was closer to here. I shorted 62.50. I think I took it off for a point or so. That's it. And then it came in. But I had a nice long in I period when it pulled back. Now, K became the afternoon pullback. But at the time, I period pulled back. I bought a 3 lot and got about total of 40 points out of it as it went back up. I think I got 13 points. I think I got 39 points overall on that. So that 39 points, I made about 50 on the short and A period to get the overnight low. Those were my 2 biggest trades. And then we had some other ones that were decent, which certainly offset any of the losses I had. So had a good day overall. Destinations, 43.25 is today's high. The POC is 27.50, and today's low is 11.50. SPY, today's high is 577.58. The POC is 576.04, and today's low is 574.49. Now, SPY held 2 sets of singles. ES only 1. So what do you look for, before I get to the charts, what do you look for going into tomorrow? Well, both sides are going to want to, bulls are certainly going to want to defend today's low. And bears going to want to defend today's high because it's an inside day. So each side has something pretty big to lose if one of those sides get taken out. If you do take one of them out, you go with it and monitor for continuation and, just as importantly, lack of. Now NQ, even though they're not an inside day, they also have very big reasons to defend today's high and today's low. Today's high wants to be defended by the bears because if you don't, you're most likely going to get the weekly high and then see if the weekly finally goes up. If you take out the day's low, you firmly put the daily back into balance, and more importantly, could also signify that we failed yesterday and today at the balance high in the weekly, which would mean what? Maybe we rotate to the balance low. And speaking of that, let's get to the charts. So I'm showing you NQ first. Here's their weekly. It's a 3-week balance. We failed to take out 3 weeks ago's high for the balance high in NQ. Just missed it. So again, if you take it out tomorrow, odds are you're going to get that high. But if you take out today's daily low, maybe we rotate to the bottom of the balance. Again, it's not a big balance. In fact, let's see what it is. 594. Just give me 1 second. It looks like triple Qs did take it out, but NQ did not. But still, they just stretched it. So the balance is 494.50. I'm rounding out to 470, 450. It's a $17 balance. It's not huge, but think about it. This is where swing traders come into a market. So if they're looking for the balance low, if they feel, and I'm going to go back real quick, if they feel that the balance high has failed here, well, why not take a short, right? Doesn't matter. You know, they can even be shorting it here, right? Say they're shorting it at 430. They might take, believe it or not, 80 points worth of heat. That's $2. But they're looking to make what? 15 to the downside. Right? They're $2 off the balance high. So if it's a $17 balance, they're $15 off the balance low. That's a pretty good risk reward. So you might see that in NQ and SPY. Okay? Definitely something to keep an eye on. And then the daily is still up for them. And then on SPY and ES, just going to show you the daily because we're up on the monthly, weekly, and daily. But it's an inside day. So up to balance, I would call it, and see how we come out of it tomorrow. I hope you had a good day trading. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing to this channel. Enjoy your evening. And we will speak prior to the opening tomorrow.